them to abused and tortured. Um, okay, so I think I'm ready to pick up where I left off in the stories about being in the foster home, being adopted by abusive parents. Then when I was about 10 years old, I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. After that's when things started getting to the point where there was just, I didn't see an end in sight. And I can't ever say that I particularly feared for my life. I feared more the pain and the suffering and the torture that they put me through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, since it's been a while, in case of you that didn't see the other video, the last video I did, one of the last videos I did, maybe the one before last, I found out I was pregnant, and I'm 9 weeks, but at first, in early pregnancy, I was extremely emotional, still am to an extent, so I didn't really want to bring all this up and not be able to make it through without um, having to take a break or whatever. Um, so um, I was born in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and I lived with my biological mother, Teresa. Um, we were found to be homeless a few years later, but I was about 4 or 5, and we were homeless, so we were taken away from our mother. And I had 4 brothers and me. 2 of my brothers and I went to go live with foster parents, and my 2 older brothers went to live with relatives. So we were at one foster home. We got switched to another foster home. During that foster home, there was a lot of abuse. They would spray us in the face with vinegar, would make us put hot sauce in our mouth, hot peppers in our mouth, hot sauce from Taco Bell. They would spray vinegar straight in our eyes, straight all over us. We'd smell like it all the time and go to school smelling like it and all that. So definitely, some major issues. They had me believing that's how all parents, dealt with their kids. I didn't really believe them, but I didn't know what else to do because they would tell me that, they became so close to CPS and to working off CPS, and we're really close. It's then not just work-related shit. It was more. They had like a friendship type thing going on. They were abusing us. They were force feeding oatmeal down my throat. We were being whipped with quite a few different things. Spatulas, belts, towels, trying to remember, race car track, for like a Hot Wheels car, a plastic race car track. That was the main one. That's the one they loved to use. But they would tell me over and over and over again, as long as we don't leave a permanent mark, it's not child abuse. This was all mostly in the hands of my adopted mother. My adopted father did these things also, but he wasn't really the first one to use violence with me. It was mainly her. It got to the point where she was, she had this big upset breakdown over. I think it was, complete shit. Oh, that I need to call her mom. I better call her mom. Blah blah blah. Why don't you call me mom? And it would get to the point where she just would not accept the fact that I wanted to call her mom, and I wouldn't, because she was, first of all, was not my mom. Secondly, I didn't feel like she was my mom. I hated her. I didn't know what she was doing was, as wrong as it was, but I hated her. I knew she kept hurting me. She kept, and that's how she would. That's how she would show me that she cared, is by her, this is gonna hurt me more than it is you. Bull fucking shit. Okay, I don't think this bitch is sitting there, at home right now, you know, and just crying her fucking eyes out and going online and speaking to people because it was so tough on her and she knows how it was. Bullshit. Okay, the only reason they adopted me, it was clear. They wanted a baby. So at the same time that they ended up adopting me, my two younger brothers, they adopted another young girl who, well, not young girl, she was a newborn, from another family. So, I didn't care for her. I didn't like her. I couldn't figure out why she was hurting me. She would, put us, me and the other kids, pretty much on war with each other. And she would provoke it. Like, she would seriously sit there and, like, all of us were cautious in the mornings, coming down the steps. And I don't care who in my family you ask, as far as us kids, they would all tell you we were cautious coming down the steps each morning because we did not know what type of mood that bitch would be in. Okay? I had this issue, where I was on medicine. I was on medicine to help me sleep, medicine for anxiety, medicine for, depressants that I didn't need because I was depressed, but I was depressed because of the way she was treating me and the fact that I may never see my mom again. And I got scared. I was freaking out, and it got to the point where she would tackle me and she would push me to the ground, pick up the water bottle, fucking force it in my mouth and in my eyes and all over. And then she'd say, oh, we didn't get it in your eyes on purpose, you moved. No, they would sit there and they would fucking spray it in our eyes. They did not give a shit, And even if it was just water, why would you spray it in your kid's eyes? I mean, why would you force it down my throat? I mean, I have so much hate toward her that I can't even express it to her in person. Because I'm scared, really scared, that I would hurt her. I am. I am terrified. And guarantee they were say the wrong thing. He would kill him. He was not killed. So they're not meaning to me. That's just not going to happen. And I don't care. I'm tired of them putting us kids, against each other and And the first time I was there was hard. It was training a girls driven military, school. You didn't go home, you stayed there. I believe I was there for about 6 months. First time, maybe a little longer. It takes about 6 months to finish the program. If you, if this was, this place was much better than my home. But not at this point. Anyway, after about 6 months, I, came in, we did great. I came out, and I was like, hey, but this time, everybody had to think, okay, cruise ship, everybody's denying the abuse. Maybe I'm the crazy one. Maybe I am psycho. Maybe I am abusing, but maybe this is the one I was losing my fucking mind. Maybe it should have hurt me that because I'm pretty young and I asked a million questions 1,000 times a day. Maybe I am fucking, maybe I'm fucking nuts. Because when I get back out, the same shit happened. I lose my they're I defend myself against two people attacking me, and it's not sometimes more. And she is a big bitch. I mean, I'm sorry if she is. She is a big bitch, and she's strong. And I have the wall girl to knock me down, fucking worse fucking shit on a hot shit than her, peppers, hot sauce, and I'm gonna hold it, blah, 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 blah. And then she got off on making me eat something that I really hated, that I could not stand. And the smell of it to this day will make me vomit. And actually, that did not happen until after I was with this suspected. But she would make it milk, or pour milk bowls for that, pour milk bowl, put cold water in there, put it in the microwave for like a minute, and eat it. Never liked it until I was trying to eat it. And then watched, I was traumatized with it because I refused to eat it. She put it right in front of me and I sit there. I would sit there, I sit there, I sit there, I sit there. Because I would not, I mean, I did not want to see shit in my mouth. Because I did not feel like she had the right to do the shit she was doing. So yes, I would just sit there and say, I'm not going to do shit. Just so I could get up and move around. Because otherwise I'd be sitting there and it made me sit on the floor. If I got sick, I had to eat it up. So eventually I was because I wasn't eating fast enough that they would force it down my throat. Okay, literally, they would either make me sit up or knock me on my back, pull me down, restrain me, and force the shit in my mouth. If I puked, I had to eat the puke. If I vomited, I had to puke. If I had to eat it. This baby is incredibly, incredibly strong. She brushed my teeth and super loud. So, and I believe that's because of all the forced food treatments. Literally, she would not give me 10 seconds in between fucking spoonfuls of nasty shit to shove in my mouth. She would go back to 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 back, and it would do it back to back to back. I don't care. You know what? I say in class, fuck off. Like, I'm sorry. I'm no more sad and feeling like shit about what they put me through. No more. No more. I'm not. I'm gonna stop this video here, and we'll pick back up on it. Please